In this video, I'll get you started with the distance sensor, which I've got plugged directly into the breadboard here. It's very easy to connect to the Arduino. There are 4 pins. The first one is labeled VCC. VCC goes to plus 5 volts. Move that up here a little bit, 5 volts. Then the next one is trig. Trig goes to a digital port. Can't really see which one. It's either 3 or 4. Yeah, it looks like it's 3. And then the next one is echo, that pin. And that also gets connected to a digital port. I've got it connected to, looks like I've got echo connected to 3 and trig connected to 2. All right, and the last one is ground, and of course that just goes to the ground. All right, so as far as the code goes, as I said, I'm just going to get you started with this. The first thing it's easy to do, it makes programming convenient, is to create a couple of variables up here above the setup for trig and echo. And you can see that I've assigned trig to the value of 2 and echo the value of 3. That way I don't have to remember what ports I connected trig and echo to. Okay, in the setup, there's just 3 statements, serial.begin, because you're using the serial monitor to display the output of the distance sensor. And then trig needs to be configured as an output port, and then echo needs to be configured as an input port. Okay, now as far as the loop goes, it's got a few statements here. The first one is the computation of the velocity of sound, which is 331.5 plus 0.6 times the Celsius temperature. And I'm just assuming that the Celsius temperature here is 20. If you know, that's if you know exactly what your Celsius temperature is, you can replace it, or you can just use 20 if you're not sure. 20 is about 73 or 74 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Okay, now I've got this variable distance, and I'm calling on this function measure d. Now it's going to be your job to write that function, but I'm passing it the velocity v here that was computed up here. Okay, and so once that function is executed, then the actual distance is going to be stored in that variable distance. And then we have a couple of print line statements, serial.print the distance is, serial.println the actual distance, so that it's put up next to this text here, the distance is. And then we have just a delay of 200 milliseconds. Okay, so again, your job is going to be to write this function measure d, and remember it's got to return a value. The value that it's returning is going to be the distance, and it's going to be stored in this variable here, distance. If you look in the lab book, it'll tell you exactly what you need, not the code, but it'll tell you exactly what you need to do in that function measure d step by step.